Anyway, with that, yes, please. I want you people here to, you know what? I have a homework assignment, and I'm glad you brought this up here. The triple helix. Uh, do do yourself a favor. If you want to really understand what's happening, Roger, thank you. Go to Amazon or wherever you buy your books from and read The Creature from Jekyll Island. It will explain this to you. This has all been foretold. Everything, okay, has been foretold to us by multiple people. Um, some of the founding fathers of this nation warned what would happen. I mean, over and over again. So do yourself that favor, and I think it would be money well spent. Dig into it, understand it, and anyway, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Yes, Orwell's 84, another one. It's all there, people. Like, we don't have to wander through time and space actually wondering where this is all going, because it's all, look, it's not, when you understand how a very, very simple mechanism, how pretty much how everything works throughout life, it comes down to cause and effect. Cause, effect. This happens, here's the effect. That happens, here's an effect. Period. And digging into all this stuff really engages your brain. And that's, I did an interview recently with Truth Be Told. I hope you caught it. It was very good. It was a long one. It was about an hour long. But what I had said during that interview was, all I want us to do, myself included, is engage your brain. Just think. It's very easy to let your brain turn to mush. You understand? Via many mechanisms, chemicals, whatever else. But if you don't, if you just use your brain, if you allow your brain to work on a problem, even if you just think about it, like, once in a while, you'd be amazed at how just things will open up, doorways will open, and things will become very, very clear to you. Our brain is an extremely, unbelievably powerful organ. And you can change the wiring around a little bit here and use more of your brain just by pondering things instead of sitting there clicking all day long. Like TV and getting your brain programmed by the freak show. If you sit back and I tell you every day, ponder the things that I have spoken about in the video, which I would like you to do with this particular video as well. Engage your brain, raise your awareness, and you'd be surprised at how much light wants to come in. Okay, you see, here's the deal: you turn on the propaganda ministry, the programs that tell lie vision. It's your brain is literally kind of a way. It's like a computer. Okay, you put dog shit in. You can't say that word anymore. More is going to come out of it. But if you just don't do that, you ignore that, you read things that get you to think, you ponder things, you wonder, how does this work? Why does this happen if that happens? You just engage yourself. I think that people say, oh, that person is smart. Oh, he's really intelligent. And oh, she's super smart. I could never be like that. Nonsense. We all have the same power. It's just a matter of, number one, if you want it, if you want to understand something. I've always been ultra inquisitive. My whole entire life, I wanted to know why this works, why that works. When I was a kid, maybe I told you the story. I used to take apart my mom's vacuum cleaner, her freaking whatever it was, microwave oven. I wanted to know what was in there. My dad's car, I took apart his 69 Camaro SS 4-speed, took the motor out. Didn't know nothing about it. I just wanted to know what was in it. Took it apart. My dad comes home from work. He sees me, engine out of the car, heads off, pistons over here, freaking crankshaft over there. Didn't even get mad at me. He says, Greg, now put it back together. And I did. That's how I learned how an internal combustion engine worked. You understand? It's pretty astonishing. And it's like anything else in life. You want to understand it. I remember when I was studying medicine, and I did a rotation at the medical examiners in Manhattan, in New York. Part of that was going in and participating and learning anatomy on freshly dead people. Well, some of them were fished out of the water, and it wasn't a pretty sight. And I remember walking in and my buddy Sean was behind me at the time, and I remember looking, you're gloved and garbed and the whole freaking thing. So they give us the whole spiel about, you're going to see something here that may be some disturbing to you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I can deal with it. Oh, yeah? Well, listen to what happened to Greg over here. They opened the door, and I was maybe a few people back from the first going in. I didn't want to be the first. So as we were walking into the room, I just got this odor. And then I started to see rows of bodies in different stages of being literally taken apart during their autopsy. And all of a sudden, I got this feeling over my body. I can't even describe it to you. I said, I can't do this. I can't do it. So I said to my buddy Sean behind me, I said, Sean, I can't do this. I have to get off the line. People were getting out. People were just starting to leave. And all of a sudden, it started to hype me up like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So he's a big guy, my buddy, grabs me behind me by my shoulders. He goes, you're going in. He dug his hands into me and he pushed me into the room. And okay, so I sat there at first in shock, looking at all of these people in, like I said, different stages of being taken apart. It was quite an experience. And I had to participate in a couple of these human cadaver dissections that were, wow, were so incredible. We had, anyway, I can't even talk about it. It's just pretty crazy stuff. I don't even want to think about it anymore, but it's a long time ago. Yeah, you'd be surprised at what you can do, even if you think you can't do it. And then getting in there, honestly, once I started I'll give you a little clue just how this affected me. I had participated in this one autopsy, and they had sawed off the top of the person's head, pulled back the skull, and there I'm looking at the brain. So I'm sitting there looking at this person. This happened to be a 14-year-old prostitute who got shot in the face. The bullet went into the nostril, straight up and into her brain. Horrible thing to have to deal with. Anyway, so this is how messed up my brain was at this part. My brain was. I'm looking down at this young girl's brain here. She just had the top of her head cut off. She was shot in the face. She's stone cold dead, quite obviously. So the doctor who is running the autopsy, he says, oh, okay, I want you to pull the brain back and we are going to cut the optic nerves. So I couldn't believe I was doing this. So I reached down, I pulled the frontal part of the brain down, and I'm looking straight at the freaking optic nerves. He hands me a scissor. He's like, okay, cut the optic nerves. Now this is where this gets freaky. So I'm holding this person's brain back here. I'm looking down at the optic nerves, okay? I'm about to cut them. Person's stone cold dead, as I said. And I'm thinking, if I cut this person's optic nerves, they're never going to be able to see again. I mean, this is how twisted it is. I mean, this is stone cold dead. I'm holding a freaking brain. She got shot in the face, bullet in the brain. I mean, this is just bizarre, isn't it? It's so crazy. And then, I had no choice. I had to go through that whole thing and a couple of other ones as well. We had this other one that was cool. We had an 18-year-old guy who was bound. They just found he had been stabbed just in the axilla of the right, on the armpit of the right axilla area. And it was terrible to look at this guy. It looked like he was sleeping, and you could see the ligature marks. I mean, it was unfreaking believable to see this stuff. Anyway, I'm happy that's over. And when that rotation was over, I said, I will never do that again. I will deal with people while they're alive. I cannot participate in anything like this ever again. It just ain't happening any freaking way. No. And it's funny. I remember when I came home that day, I walked into the house. My mom says, she looks at me, my mom, and she goes, Greg, she goes, you aged 10 years. I said, yeah, I think so. I said, that really, really affected me in an incredibly bad way. What people do to each other, you know what I mean? Shot in the face at 14, stabbed to death at the age of 18. We had a baby, we had an infant. We had a woman who threw herself in front of a train, mangled beyond your wildest dreams. We had a guy fished out of the water. Um, I'm just throwing it. And then we had a lot of indigent people, a lot of people that were found on the street, and then when they were taken in there to find out what killed them is a pretty life-changing event, honestly, if I think about it. I'm getting like chills. All right, people, look, I'm going on and on, but at least you know a little bit more about me. And anyway, so I want to thank all of you. 1,458 thumbs up. That is absolutely astonishing. I do appreciate that more so than you could possibly imagine. I love all of you guys. Thank you for your support, your friendship, your love. It's just unbelievable. Right, Perry? Everybody. Where's Lord Humongous? Tell me he's not here. Lava Girl's here. He's not here? That just really, it's just uncool. All right, people. Look, you want me to answer anything else before I get going here? I know this video is kind of long here. All right. I guess we are yeah, Janet Yellen does look like a walking cadaver, doesn't she? So does Palestine. Yeah. Oh, he's going to give us a big speech, our lovely, illustrious president, on why we have to send tens of billions of dollars more of your money, which we don't have anyway, to Ukraine. Oh, I want to hear that one. It's going to be just freaking lovely, people, isn't it? My greatest, Perry, that's a great question, man. My greatest life's accomplishment. I just want to help people. I want people in any aspect. I mean, when I was in medicine, I would leave the hospital someday thinking, wow, I really did something good. I made a difference in someone's life. I participated in saving them. It's a team effort. Okay. I helped save this person's life. I saved this person's life, whatever it might be. And with all of you, it's the same thing, in many ways. We all I want to do is make a positive difference in the world. And I think if we can all do that, we could change the world. I really think we can. Yeah, mummy man. I know I make fun of these people, but they're not human. And people call me out. Oh, Greg, you tell people to love each other and to care about each other and be charitable, but you call the president a mummy, and you call her Yellowstain and Yellowstain, and Bill Gates is a really good man. I don't know why you're making fun of him. He's a superb human being. I mean, this is the stuff I have to hear. You know what I mean? But look, I don't consider things like Federal Reserve presidents to be human. They don't have and they like what's his name the other day? Neil Cash and Carry. Yeah, I got called out for that too. But calling him, why are you making fun of him? Why are you making fun of this? Because he's not human. Okay, he gets out there, he's sitting there on CNBC lying, and we know it's a lie, and all they do is lie, like Yellen. She doesn't see anything wrong with anything. And they get away with it. There's no accountability. So me, I'll call them whatever the freak I like. If people don't like my nicknames for things, well, you know what? Maybe you're in the wrong place. Wouldn't most of you agree? I think most of you here have a nickname. I got people call me all kinds of things, and I'm okay with that. Not everybody likes me, and that's fine. When we don't have to be the most popular guy around. We're all going to have people that don't like us from time to time, but it's astonishing to me that Fed presidents and the freak show, they actually have fan clubs, some of these things, and they'll come after you. You start talking bad about them. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, that's it, people. This guy here again love you with all I got. All right. I know the feeling is mutual. I will see all of you in the morning. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Friday is going to be a different story. We'll talk about that. My schedule is a little wacky. But I will see you in the morning. Okay, thank you all. I cannot believe, check this out, everyone, 1,673 thumbs up. I think this is a new record. I could be wrong on that, but I think this is it. All right, I hope you've got something out of this video. Hope you found it interesting. Please share it. Get it out there. I will see you in the morning, all right?